I'm going to do a little pen and ink today. I'm going to do a drawing of a profile of a face. I'm using sort of the Loomis method to give the face structure first before I start adding details. If you're not familiar with the Loomis method, there's several good videos on YouTube about it, and he's got out several books that you can follow along. So I use that to lay out the structure. I did this with pen and ink. Don't plan on erasing anything. Let my construction line show through everything. By the time I do all the cross hatching and get it kind of nice and dark, you won't even notice the structure much. Did this with Speedball black ink. I did it with this little pen, this nib and nib holder. The nib is kind of an interesting story. Several years ago, my dad bought a building in Holly Springs, Mississippi, and it came with a lot of old stuff in it. And we were going through it, and I found a box of nibs, about 150 something nibs in a box, and these were like the real nibs that they used to use back in early 1900s to 1950s, I don't know, somewhere in there. And I got like a whole box of them, brand new, never been used. And I've been using them because they actually fit into the Speedball nib holder, and they work out good. So another thing I was thinking was, as I was doing this picture, I'm using a book by Sarah Simblett on Anatomy for Artists, called Anatomy for Artists by Sarah Simblett. And I'm using the profile picture of the head that's in the book. It's a photograph of a guy, and I'm just using it to go by. Now, it's not 100% accurate. It doesn't look just like him, but I'm really concentrating on the shadows and getting them in place and that sort of thing. I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out, but like I said, it doesn't look just like the guy. But what occurred to me was that I really just need to practice. I need to do more and more of these, and I don't need to be timid about doing them at all. Like, the more I do, the better I'm going to get at it, right? So I was thinking I need to just like start opening books and drawing whatever I see without any consideration of, which one strikes my fancy, or which one is, the prettiest, or which one is the most interesting. I just need to draw them all. And it's easy to say that now, but it's kind of hard to find time, and it's hard to get it done. I dripped a little bit of ink, but I'm not too worried about it, so I went ahead and splattered some more ink to give it a little bit more character. Where the places in the picture are really, really dark, I went ahead and dripped some more ink, kind of beat the pen on the surface a couple of times until a drop fell, and then I smeared it with my finger. You'll see that here in a minute. I started off slow. You can always add more black, but it's definitely hard to take it away, and so I just started out kind of slow, but eventually I really got into it, and I started just covering the whole thing and building it up and making it nice and dark. The photograph is not so dark as what I'm going to make this picture. Pen and ink is a really fun way to do a drawing, and you really can't be too concerned about mistakes. It's one of the things that I love about working with pen and ink, is that if you make a mistake, it is there, and there's not a whole lot of correcting it. And so while that frustrates and scares some people, I find it kind of liberating, because if I make a mistake, well, I don't have to worry about it too much. I mean, it's like there. I can't erase it, so I might as well love it. And so I just start going and start making mistakes. If I do, I make a mistake. So what? Just keep on going. So it's sort of like, I know it's weird philosophy, but if you can't get rid of your mistakes, then I just go. I can just start painting it in there, or start scratching it in there. I decided that to bring the darkness of his face and everything out a little bit more, to add some black ink to the background, and so that's what I did. My my phone died on me, and so I didn't get the entire painting of the background. Plus, I added some more cross hatching all over. But this is it right here. Grab you some pen and ink and start flinging some ink. That's all I can tell you. I had a good time doing it. I hope you're having a good time doing it. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, if you found it inspirational. Hit the little bell so you'll be notified of future events, and check me out on Saturday nights live at 8:30 Central Time. Go make some art.